just two boys from Pennsylvania who graduated high school together and now are 2-year college students starting a podcast. I mean, this is like the American dream in a way.
I completely agree. This is the function. It's a party.
The function.
What's your name, by the way?
My name is Sam.
My name's Alex.
Welcome to the function, chat.
Wow. This is nerve-wracking, huh?
It's a little nervous starting off, you know. It took setting all the equipment up for 2 hours. I didn't feel as nervous. And now I'm like, okay, you know, I want this to go big. I want to do this. There is no other plan B. It's either the podcast or bust. So now I'm like, okay, now I need to start doing my thing. And, you know, I've never done this. This is a new...
This is the beginning.
Even Theo Vaughn had a beginning.
That is right, even Joe Rogan.
Even Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn.
But guess what? We're going to expand so much. But we're going to begin with sports. Because that is our calling.
That is true.
And then, you know, we're open to a lot of things. But
it's weird how a person like me who doesn't even watch podcasts or listen to podcasts really, besides the Theo Vaughn one with Suicide Boys recently, I don't listen to podcasts. So, like, why do I want to do this? I don't know.
It's just something natural that just calls us.
Growing up, I wanted to be a YouTuber with either gaming, but I don't game anymore. I wanted to start doing sports and stuff, and I run a sports page on Instagram. So I was like, that's not going to get me much. I would rather be talking about it in podcasts and YouTube and TikTok, because TikTok is actually a good idea to make money now.
Absolutely. 100% agree.
There we go.
We should hop into the sports world. Why not? Let's talk to our audience about what just happened in the NHL.
Well, you know,
it was quite fun. That Game 7 was absolutely nerve-wracking.
All of Canada...
Don't start with Canada.
All of Canada weeps in misery for another year. 30 years straight.
It has been 30 years, huh?
And nothing gets worse than a team from South Beach with quote-unquote no fans winning the Stanley Cup and beating Connor McDavid, the second coming of Sidney Crosby.
Wow. You put it into words that I couldn't have said better myself. And honestly, Connor McDavid, he deserved that MVP.
He did deserve that MVP, but his ass did not enjoy winning it. You could tell. I don't know if you saw the interview. He was not happy. He was like, "Oh, it doesn't matter," you know. But I would be pissed too if you come down. How are you gonna come back from 3-0 just to lose?
Exactly.
Respect to the Oilers. I didn't expect them to make it that far. Before the playoffs started, I thought the Hurricanes were going to win it all. But I thought the Canucks were going to make it out of the West. That was my little sleeper pick. And it came close. They were doing good.
Yep.
But respect to the Oilers. They made it a series when they had no right making it a series. They should have been done and out of it. But they weren't. And Florida, you know, I didn't expect Florida to make it back-to-back years. Last year was a great run. I was so sad when Vegas won. I like Vegas, but I did not want them to win. Even as a Penguins fan, because chat, I am a Penguins fan.
Why? Because they have no history.
Who is Vegas? Vegas. I mean, 2018, their first year, they made it to the final.
You just said it. 2018, 6 years ago.
It is kind of insane.
It's kind of like
how in 6 years you can be a champion. Before, teams like Florida, Winnipeg, used to be Arizona. Now they're Utah. Don't get me started on that. I miss the Coyotes already. I love that Coyotes logo. I have the Yotes jersey. I have the Kachina jersey. And now they're the Utah Hockey Club, like it's the Washington football team. Like, nobody really cares about that. But
Nope.
Nashville, Minnesota, Columbus, Vegas got it before all of them. I thought Seattle had a great chance of making a run this year, but their season was down the drain for no reason. I don't know what happened to them.
How about Winnipeg?
Winnipeg was the most.
That was my favorite coming into.
Winnipeg
playoffs.
was the most disappointing team of the playoffs.
That's what I'm thought.
Yet again, Canada weeps. Even though I love Canada and I love the Canadian people, I'm a Raptors fan, so I love Canadian people. I feel bad. I feel really bad, especially for anybody that's listening to this that might be Canadian. But I think the next Canadian team that will win the Stanley Cup.
Hey, let's say it together.
Let me know when you're ready. Count down from 3.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. It's gonna
Canucks.
be Vancouver.
It's gonna be Vancouver.
That's what I was gonna say. It's gonna be. I think if Vancouver loses in the final again, the Surrey is gonna burn to the ground, like it almost did last time.
What are your thoughts on the Maple Leafs' chances next year? What do they have to do? I mean,
The Maple Leafs.
To me, they're the other team in Canada, apart from the Jets, obviously. They're the other team in Canada that, has a pretty good chance.
The Maple Leafs are the Cowboys of the NHL, and I don't see them doing anything. It's just their luck. They can't get over the hump. They can't get over that hump. And I sound extremely hateful right now towards a lot of teams, but it's like I don't think Toronto has all the pieces they need for a championship. And especially now that Austin Matthews won't leave to Arizona because Arizona's gone. So I think Vancouver is the next Canadian team to win the Cup. If Toronto can get over the hump, they could win 3 Stanley Cups easily. They're a great team. And especially in the East is a little weak right now. I don't see Florida going to the 3rd straight final next year. And then the Hurricanes' time is running out. They can't get over the hump. Tampa Bay's done. The Devils are coming up.
Hey, I'm a Devils fan, by the way.
He is a Devils fan.
New Jersey boy, born.
New Jersey, born and raised over here.
Born and raised. Absolutely love the Devils. And we have a good chance at improving the team this summer. So we just need a little experience.
Yeah, they
get over the hump.
Beating the Rangers last year was impressive. But then this year, wow. What a fall off.
Wow is right.
But they're young. As of right now, though, Vancouver, best odds of winning the next Canadian team.
Okay.
And then I would
what about Edmonton?
And then I would give it to Toronto.
What about Edmonton? Are they in the conversation or not?
Edmonton's 3rd on the Canadian tier list of mine.
Okay. Respectable, I guess.
And then Winnipeg. And then, Ottawa, Montreal. They're not really doing...
They're not really
Ottawa, Montreal, they're not really... They need to rebuild. And I'm pretty sure that was all of them. It's 2 a.m. I'm tired. I don't even remember what I named them.
Talk about your Penguins for a little bit. Because
the Penguins are going to be the worst team in the NHL very soon.
Okay.
Once Crosby's gone, the Penguins are toast. I always tell people the Penguins are like the Red Wings. The Red Wings made the playoffs for 20, 25 straight years. And towards the end of that run, they didn't want anything besides to make the playoffs. There was no goal to win a championship. There was no goal to be bad. They were stuck in mediocrity, and they were the worst team for a few years. And they were dreadful. The Penguins are in that exact same position. Their drafting hasn't gone anywhere. They don't really have that many good picks. Gensel's gone. Crosby's getting old. Re-signing Malkin was the worst thing this team did. Because you could have traded him. Nobody wants him now because he's worth too much. Erik Karlsson was a bad trade. Chris Letang, he's on and off. Some days I'm like, Karlsson's the best. But other days I'm like, he needs to go. So I think as soon as the Penguins... It's changed now, but last year the Penguins had the 2nd worst rated youth.
Yeah. Yep.
And now it's like after the GOAT is gone, it's going to be like the Patriots.
Wow. Let's not start this right now, okay? Because it's getting late. I don't want to get into this right now.
Be Mr. Patriots guy over here.
Shut up, Steelers fan.
Yeah. the Steelers. Well, I don't even. The Steelers are going to make the playoffs this year. The Steelers are going to win a game this year.
This is a conversation for another time, right?
Sorry, Chad.
Hey, let's talk about the new uniforms.
Oh,
How
yeah.
about that?
The Ducks bringing back the Mighty Ducks logo was
My
the
God.
best thing they've done.
And it is gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. I wish it was the purple one though. I like the purple one a lot more.
Okay.
I don't like bright orange. I'm glad the Oilers got rid of that bright orange jersey. I hated it. Bright orange does not work for a lot of teams. Philadelphia works for. As much as I hate them, it works. And the Kings' new uniforms, I like them. I like the old ones, but I like these ones too. It's just, I don't know. It reminds, it's obviously a throwback to the Gretzky days.
Absolutely.
And I like it. It reminds me a lot of the Oakland Raiders. Well, now the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yep.
So there is no throwback to that, I guess.
Yep, absolutely. Hey, what else is there to cover? I mean, we could talk about what just the absolute avalanche of trades and signings the Knicks just did. I mean, shift focus to the NBA a bit. The draft was today. We'll talk about that sooner rather than later.
Bronny, at the point of this recording, Bronny James is still on the board, but I don't see him getting drafted tomorrow either. I think he'll be a free agent signing, and honestly, at this point, I don't see LeBron joining his son on any team.
Okay.
It just,
So you don't think the Lakers have a chance of signing Bronny?
I think the Lakers could sign Bronny, but I don't know really if there's a point. I don't think Bronny's going to be that good.
There is a point.
What-
Keeping LeBron.
Keeping LeBron, true. But like LeBron said, he's not going to leave the Lakers. He's too late in his career. He's in LA.
Why not give Bronny a 2-way contract?
I could see it happening. But I just think, I don't know which, maybe the Clippers. I don't really see Bronny leaving California. I could see him joining the Kings.
Okay.
The Warriors.
That'd be interesting.
The Warriors would be kind of interesting. I don't know what teams. I honestly, there's no team that really screams, "Hey, Bronny James."
What about Phoenix? Close enough to California.
Phoenix needs defense. Does Bronny provide defense?
They also need bench spots.
True. Actually, that'd actually be kind of solid.
But he's a developmental prospect. Like you said, I don't expect him to be this amazing guy, amazing player. Not even near his father.
I feel bad for him because he has too high of expectations to be like his dad. And I mean, you can't expect him to be that good after the cardiac arrest he had at USC.
You know,
The vape's cooked, by the way.
wow.
This vape is cooked. We have the Mr. Vapor cranberry grape.
Okay.
I just had to point that out.
How does it taste, buddy? I mean, how bad could it get?
It tastes pretty alright, but compared to the other night, that thing is cooked. We need to get an Elf bar.
Hey, this is for the culture, by the way. Anyway,
Shout out to the Elf bar users out there. Keep doing your thing.
Might as well, right? And we are a generation of addicts.
That is true. This generation,
It's cooked.
this generation's cooked. Don't get me started, especially with the dating scene, as all my friends know, is bad. It's really bad.
Yep, absolutely, I agree.
I was watching TikToks about that earlier. Some girl was like, "I'll cheat on my boyfriend for $20."
And what'd you say?
She said,
It
"Yeah."
was like an interview.
She was like, $20 is $20.
Wow. I mean, I guess it must not be a serious thing.
I don't know.
I do believe there are serious women out there, by the way.
I do believe there are women out there.
They're just not in Pennsylvania.
They are not in Pennsylvania. I wonder how many Pennsylvania users we're gonna get around here.
Quite a lot if we're talking about Pittsburgh teams.
Pittsburgh is my city. The Pirates, the Steelers, and the Penguins will be bringing glory back to the Steel City very soon. Pittsburgh needs an NBA team too.
Perhaps if they do expand.
The NBA will be expanding within the next few years, I think. I think Seattle and Vegas will be the next two.
Yep. Vegas for sure. Not sure about Seattle.
Seattle's gonna. Why would Seattle not get a team? Seattle's
They already tried that experiment. It didn't work.
Yeah, it was because of the arena. Everybody loves the fans weren't the issue.
The fans weren't the issue. But
exactly. It's like Vancouver. The fans weren't the issue in Vancouver either.
I don't know how to explain it. I mean, it's just like a. Would they even venture back into it? Would it be worthwhile?
Seattle is literally the number one place that everybody talks about in expansion. No, there is zero chance Seattle isn't the first team awarded expansion. Zero chance.
I disagree with that.
I'd
rather a Vegas team.
Well, Vegas.
Number one, Vegas.
You can't expand just one team. You need two because the NHL did one at a time. But I don't see it doing.
It does mess up the conferences. You need two at a time. Realignment.
They're gonna move Memphis to the east and New Orleans to the east. Probably. That would make most sense if you bring Seattle and Vegas. They're both Western teams.
Western teams, yeah.
Yep. I forget the other places they named. It was like Baltimore, but I don't see Baltimore. Pittsburgh. I don't see Pittsburgh being one of the top teams. Mexico City they want to do, which I could actually see that being like the third option because they want to. That's something the NFL isn't doing. The NFL isn't going to Mexico City or Canada, but I think the CFL should be bought by the NFL a little bit so they can join.
Do you believe Canadian teams or the CFL want this to happen, or is it?
No, and now that I'm thinking about it, I take that back. It's 2 a.m. The CFL is their own thing. They have their own rules, and I think the CFL is pretty entertaining. I actually really.
I've never watched it.
It's pretty cool. It's different. It's a lot different, which I think is very interesting.
Yeah.
But I think the NFL should expand to Canada and just share arena stadiums with the CFL. I think that would make sense.
Yep.
I think a Toronto team in the NFL would be great.
That'd be awesome.
I think a Montreal team in the NFL would be great because Montreal fans are one of the most passionate in all of sports. Rest in peace to the Montreal Expos. Rest in peace to the Vancouver Grizzlies too. The Vancouver Grizzlies were. Vancouver is another team in the NBA that should be brought back. Vancouver and
but
Seattle.
This is the thing. If you're gonna have Seattle and Vancouver teams being so close to each other, is there genuine difference for these leagues to really go through it and make them to expansion cities, or just have one of them as an expansion city? They're pretty close geographically.
Within the next 50 years, there should be like 40 teams.
You know what?
The NBA makes the most,
especially if these leagues expand with talent. It's going to be more room.
I think the NBA draft should expand. Only having 2 rounds is a bit crazy.
I disagree. Hear me out. Ready?
I'm ready.
It's hard enough for a first rounder to genuinely break through, let alone a second rounder. Imagine if there's a third rounder.
True.
The NBA is very difficult to break through in.
But that's why you expand. That's why you expand the league. If you expand the league, there's more players that could break through more. If you expand the league, you gotta expand the draft.
Okay.
If you have 40, there's not gonna be 40 teams for a long time. But if you expand to 32, 2 rounds or maybe 3 will suffice.
Okay.
I think the more teams, the more rounds you need.
Okay. It's a respectable opinion.
It's
a respectable opinion. I mean, it's hard to do. It's hard to get in place. It's more than just doing it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like there's got to be genuine interest from both sides, situationally, cities, leagues, etc.
Absolutely.
Hey, let's talk about the Knicks. They're the only team making noise. They're the only team making noise, trading 5 first-rounders for Mikal Bridges. What are your thoughts on that?
Overkill. I think the Knicks got a great player, and I think the Knicks have a great opportunity at winning the East next year. I don't know. I don't see the Knicks as a finals-winning team still because Boston. Mm-hmm. Milwaukee fell off the map. I don't know what's happened to them in the past few years.
You know what? If they come back
You
focused.
you add Dame and you
No, if they come back focused.
add Dame and all that. I get injuries played a huge role,
Yeah, exactly.
but
They come
still,
back focused, healthy. I believe they're again a top 3 seed, barring Philadelphia getting someone like Paul George.
I think the Knicks have a great shot within the next few years to make some noise. But I don't think 5 first-rounders is worth that. I don't think like I told you yesterday, it's like the Rams. The Rams went all in. No picks. For how many years? No first-round picks for like, what, 8 years? I don't know, maybe 10. And they got the championship. So they accomplished what they wanted. The Knicks are in that same role. Those 5 first-rounders could come back and bite them. I think, like I said yesterday as well, it's kind of like what the Nets and the Celtics did.
Yep.
Except now the Nets are on the good end.
The good end.
The Nets are like, hey,
what we think is the good end.
It could be
For now, it's the good end.
The Thunder have the best end right now with all those first-rounders. But speaking of which, topic today, or topic, or whatever, however you pronounce it. I'm still... Topic. Yeah, I'm still learning. He was I think that was the best pick of the first round.
Hey, I don't disagree. But we'll get into that tomorrow. Because...
Tomorrow we will cover the rest of the draft.
The draft just finished a few hours ago.
And this is one of the... I would say one of the weaker classes in the past years. Because there's a lot of players who I need to research on for tomorrow because I don't really know too much. I don't really know much about who the Raptors took either.
Yep.
I know he was a good pick. I know the Lakers. The Lakers got a good pick.
Sarr.
That's a good pick.
Sarr number 2. Who expected that? I mean, could have easily been number 1. Did the Hawks?
The Pistons got screwed out of the first pick again.
Hey, it's the lottery. You got to win it, buddy. You got to be lucky.
Back-to-back years though, being the worst team, and you get 4th overall. The Hawks were mediocre, and they just get the first. I get that's how the lottery works, but it's like I feel for Pistons fans losing 20 games in a row, or was it 25? Well, how many was it? 25, right?
25, 24.
Losing that many games in a row, having to watch your team be that bad.
Yep.
For 2 years in a row, and you get rewarded with the 4th overall pick. That's quite sad. It's kind of insane.
That's quite sad. So, OG Anunoby.
Oh, yeah.
Re-signing.
OG. I miss him. I miss him so much. Yeah.
$212 million for 4 years, was it?
I think it was 200, yeah.
Wow. Is that overpay?
I think...
Because...
It's not. I don't think it is.
To me, it's not. Especially what the Knicks want to do. Keeping him using bird rights. They don't have any more picks. It'd be hard for them to improve the team via trade now. And free agency, signing back Hardenstein might be a little difficult. This is their team. This is their starting 5. Or their top 5. Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Brunson, and Randall. You see Randall getting moved. I don't know.
I don't see it.
I don't see it either. I think this is their team. This is their shot. I think this might be their best season for their best. This is their best shot.
This is peak Knicks basketball.
Exactly. That's exactly how I would describe it right
peak now. Knicks basketball right here.
It's better than those championship teams.
Surely the Indiana Pacers won't ruin this.
We'll touch on this another time, but I'm not a believer in the Pacers for next year. I think they're gonna take a step back. Because I don't know, they weren't lucky.
The Kings making that trade was a little silly, wasn't it?
No, it's not. No, it wasn't.
You're right.
Don't say that. Sabonis is something else.
Sabonis is really good.
Sabonis is something else.
The Kings really... I can't believe the Kings missed the playoffs this year. Truly unfortunate.
They made it. No, wait. No.
They didn't.
They did.
They didn't. They made the play-in.
Did the Pelicans not beat them?
The Pelicans beat them.
Yes.
The Pelicans made it. The Pelicans...
Yes.
A Zion healthy...
But they were so...
I'm so glad this is the first episode because we have so much to learn.
The Pelicans were not even a factor. I mean, might as well give the Kings a shot, right?
Like we know so much about sports, but like it's also hard when like it's 2:30 in the morning and you're off the cranberry grape. I mean, it's pretty hard. I think Zion and the Pelicans are contenders if Zion decides to play and decides not to be the worst and get injured every year. I'm kidding, Zion. I love you.
Surely you won't be a Raptors player in a few years and
that'd be great.
Take all of that back.
Zion's listening to episode 1 of the Function podcast on his way to the gym.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, these guys really know what they're talking about.
June 27th, 2024. Zion and his Porsche.
Guys, get me on the pod. I got you, Zion.
Hey, as we're wrapping up this first episode, I want to touch on UFC. That's upcoming this Saturday, UFC 303.
We wrap up when we want to wrap up. You know what I'm saying? We don't need
It's getting late, Sam. It's getting late.
It's fine.
It's getting late.
It's never too late for the function.
That is true. It is a party.
It is a party.
It is a party. Hey.
UFC. You know a lot more about UFC than I do. I just started getting into it. I just know about the rainbow-haired guy.
Wow. Just him, huh?
That's really all I know. And McGregor before he broke his leg.
Even though the face of the UFC is fighting on Saturday.
Who's the face of the UFC?
Alex Pereira.
Oh yeah.
Shares the same first name as me. Let's talk about that main fight.
Talk about. Look, you know a lot more about this than I would, so I want to hear what you have to say first.
Yuri has a shot.
Yuri has a shot.
This is a rematch. Look, this is a revenge match for Yuri, and an upset is on the cards. Pereira, not saying he looks different because I've been watching his training videos, but he doesn't look as sharp. He fought a few months ago. It's quite a quick turnaround. If you're a betting man, I wouldn't be shocked if Yuri wins. It's going to be a great fight and a great replacement for McGregor.
I'm trying to get the odds up on my phone so I can learn a little bit more.
Good. We need you in this conversation. Even a little.
I am a betting man.
You are, huh?
Let me see. Alex Pereira.
Okay.
Hold on.
You're on it?
All right. Oh, it's pretty even. He's only minus 142, plus 120 for Yuri.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not a bad bet.
It's not.
The worst odds comparison is Payton. Hold on. Payton. Wow, it's not giving me the full name. You would know the name. Payton and Giannis. Or
okay.
Giannis.
Okay.
Payton is minus 1,600 favorite. And Giannis is plus 900.
Okay.
And if you don't understand gambling terms, that means if you put $10 on Giannis to win. Am I saying his name right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Giannis.
Yep.
$10, you win 90.
Giannis.
So it's like 9 times.
That's Peyton's gonna win.
I don't know. I will.
This is the first. This is the first fight on the main card, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
This is my third ever UFC watch along. My first ever was 300, and then I'm pretty sure 301. I watched.
Yeah, I don't think you watched 302, did you?
I did not. 301, I was plastered.
Hey,
I watched it on some website. I don't know what website it was, but I watched it.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Let's look at the co-main.
Co-main?
Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopez. This is going to be an amazing fight.
Wait. Who is it?
Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopez.
Plus 120, minus 142. Same as Alex's fight.
Yeah, it's also going to be an amazing fight. But I am going to take Lopez on this. I am a big fan of Lopez. His style is quite immaculate. He's a good fighter.
I think Diego Lopez will win. That's just who
that's your gut.
That's just my gut. If I had, how often, as a person who watches, I don't know, how long have you been into UFC?
A few months. Not quite a lot to know.
Chris, we gotta get Chris on here one day. Chris knows a lot more. Like, how often would you say upsets happen in the UFC? Because I know,
I mean,
like, when it comes to upsets, like upsets happen in every sport all the time, but like
Absolutely.
major upsets, not like regular season, like the Colts beating the Chiefs a few years ago in the regular season. That was a big upset,
Hmm.
but in the long term, it didn't matter because the Chiefs still won the Super Bowl.
I think it's harder on a championship caliber matchups because you know what they are.
Yeah,
It's a little more unknown when it's a fight night.
I grew up watching WWE, so upsets happened, but and then I realized it wasn't like it was.
Real.
It's real. It's just scripted.
Is it real?
It is real. They take a lot more bumps than you would think. I actually started getting back into WWE a few months ago. Shout out Chad Gable. He's my favorite in the game right now. I hope to get Chatty Daddy on the pod one day.
Wow, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
It would be. You don't know anything about it. What do you
Don't
know?
know anything.
What do you
about
know about
WWE.
Chad Gable, bro?
Nothing.
Perk Gable, bro.
Nothing.
He turned heel very recently. You don't know
Actually?
heel mean. You know what heel means, right?
Not at all.
Babyface is the good guy. Heel is the bad guy. He turned heel because he was attacking Sami Zayn after the match, and then his group members he turned on him. Well, he wasn't turning on him. He was just being an asshole. He was like slapping him and stuff.
Yeah.
And Chatty Daddy's my favorite in the game right now.
Is he the face of the WWE?
Not
right
even
now?
close.
Okay.
He should have won the Intercontinental. He should have won the Intercontinental Championship, but he didn't. Sami Zayn won, which I don't know how I feel about that. I like Sami, but I just feel like that was Chad's time. Now he's in the thing with the Wyatt Six, who just came back.
No idea what it is.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna get Alex into WWE for the pod. We're gonna go to WrestleMania next year.
Hey, how many people are actually interested in WWE?
I mean,
Come on now.
WWE is like the most watched thing every Monday and Friday on Raw and SmackDown.
It's Friday. It's SmackDown on Friday.
Yes.
Friday nights.
Yes.
Wow. Instead of going out, people watch WWE on Friday nights.
That is true.
That's surprising.
At the gym, it's usually on, and NXT's on Tuesday, but I'm not too into NXT yet. WWE is very popular. Like you even know, like even as a person who doesn't watch it, you know who the Undertaker is.
Yep.
You know who Stone Cold Steve Austin is.
Absolutely.
Give me a beer. Give me another beer. You know who John Cena is.
Yep.
You know The Rock.
Yep.
You know Randy Orton.
Yep.
So it's more popular than you would think, wouldn't it be?
I mean, that we're talking old fighters.
John Cena still fights.
Okay.
Very rare.
Very rare. That's what I was going to say.
Randy Orton's been fighting every month.
Actually,
Yeah, Randy Orton's still in the game.
in the game. Wow.
The Rock is still wrestling. The Undertaker was at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That was the best main event in
Okay.
WrestleMania history, by the way. I that's what I'm gonna show you. You're gonna watch Cody Rhodes versus Roman. WrestleMania 41 main event. Or WrestleMania 40. Sorry, WrestleMania 40
Okay.
main event. It was so good. I mean, it was awesome. It's going to be almost as awesome as College Football 25, which comes out next week.
Is it actually next week?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
I need to...
Are you gonna get it right away? Or?
I'm trying to get money. It sucks being off of work for so long. I need money so I can pre-order the game because, apparently $70 is a cool price for a video game.
Yep. And Madden's.
I miss when I got GTA 5 for $50, even though that's still
Was
a
it
lot.
50 before, or was it
I got
60?
I don't remember. I got it when I was like 14. So
Yeah,
I don't.
oh.
Well, I didn't get
You
it.
got it- you got it late.
My parents got it.
You got it late.
I did get
You
it.
got it really late.
I played. Me and my friend Jake played GTA 4 for like 2 years after GTA 5 was
Really?
out, and then I finally was like, my parents were like, "Okay, fine, you can get it now." I was like, "Yes."
That's awesome. 'Cause
And then I went to the strip club the first night.
what'd you do there, Sam?
That's for after dark function podcast.
All right, chat. Let's get back to the UFC for a minute.
Oh yeah, I get sidetracked very easily.
Sidetracked. The next two fights in the card that are kind of, ultra relevant, I would say, is Anthony versus Roman.
Kind of like Roman Reigns in a way.
Yeah, this is one where I would consider taking Anthony Smith.
Oh, this is all about the underdogs. That's what we're talking about.
He is an underdog in this one, and if I'm a betting man, there's a good chance of a knockout here. And
a knockout.
We will find out in a few days' time.
I always find it interesting, like, how people are able to bet for a knockout. Like, Ben, like, okay, the Mets are going to beat the Yankees, or the Raptors are going to beat the Magic, the Giants are going to beat the Jets, or something along those lines. You know, the Panthers are going to beat the Canadians. Like, that's like, okay, that's more predictable. Two grown men that would beat anybody's ass.
Yeah.
One's getting knocked out. How are you going to predict that? That's hard to predict.
It's hard to predict, but there is a chance here. There's a high chance than usual.
Like, what sticks out to you that makes you think, okay, this has a chance of a knockout?
His fighting record.
Fighting record, okay.
Yep.
But what makes you think, like, okay, he'll knock him out, instead of, like, okay, he'll bring him, they'll go all the rounds.
It is hard to predict. I'm not trying to deny that, but
Yes.
the fighting record, his fighting style.
I feel like that's one of the more harder things to predict. Like betting, like, okay, Klay Thompson's gonna make 5 threes. You know,
Okay,
you
yeah.
expect that.
Yep.
Well, you used to expect that. And I don't know. I have a lot to learn about UFC.
Anthony Smith is a veteran, and he usually wins.
So wait, who's he fighting?
Roman.
Is
I don't know.
Roman like newer?
He's a newer guy. He's the same age, but he's a
I'm
newer
going
guy.
with Roman.
He is the favorite.
I'm going with Roman.
He is the favorite.
Yeah, I'm going with him. I think
I'm going Anthony Smith, either knockout or submission.
I like the younger fighters against the older fighters because it's like a passing of the torch in a way. You know, it's their time now. The younger you are, the faster you are, the more healthy your body is.
It is their time, but I'm taking Anthony Smith on Saturday. Be sure to tune in.
Apologies to Klay Thompson, by the way. That wasn't a jab. It was just a little joke.
Okay, good. Because
I'm
a Klay Thompson fan.
That's the thing. Like, I feel like I've been like calling like certain players. I called out all of Canada. You know, I didn't mean it like first day of the podcast, and I'm already getting Canada mad. I wasn't mean it like that. You know what I'm saying?
We love Canada.
I love Canada. I love poutine. Poutine's awesome. I love hockey.
Yes.
I'm a Raptors fan. Like I said, I miss Kawhi. Kawhi, why would you leave? You had a whole country.
One of my favorite cities is Toronto.
I want to go to Canada very bad, actually. I want to travel the world. That's why I want this podcast to work out, because I want to I want to go places. That's real stuff right there. Because, like, I want to do something I enjoy, and I'm enjoying doing this. This is great, and I want to go.
It's been quite a good conversation for our first episode,
and I want to go places. I want to go to Morocco. I want to go to Iceland a lot.
Iceland and Morocco, great choices.
I want to go to Japan.
Okay, Dylan.
I want to go back to Dylan. We'll get Dylan on the pod one day. Hey guys, me Dylan here. I'm gonna go. I want to go back to Mexico. You know, in the good parts.
Oh, you're in a bad part.
No, I was in Mexico City. That was a great part. It's just like obviously, like right now, when you go to Mexico, you can't go to a lot of places, and that's unfortunate because Mexico is my favorite country besides, you know, America where we live. Mexico is my favorite country because I love Mexican women. Yeah, I love Mexican food.
You're really killing the chances of Canadian audience loving us, because it should be your number 2.
Canada, you're up there.
Okay.
I don't know too much about.
As long as it's top 3, right?
The only reason Canada, you're not number 2 is because Mexican women and Mexican food. I mean, and Mexican culture. When I was down in Mexico,
what's wrong with Canadian women?
I don't know any Canadian women.
That's your problem. That's your biggest problem.
I've never met a Canadian woman, actually.
That's your biggest problem. They're gorgeous. All right.
Shout out Canadian women, especially the Quebec ones.
Yep, those are the ones that I like.
See,
or, you know, consensus.
Bring back the Nordiques.
Yep.
See, there you go, Quebec. Shout out Canada right there.
Shout out Canada. I want to talk about one last fight before, you know, we stop talking about the UFC.
Hey, talk about your thing.
Mayra Bueno Silva versus Macy Chiasson. Both have the same record.
What's their records?
10-3. They're both 32. Mayra Bueno Silva is 5.5 feet. So 5.5, 5.
Like tall?
Yeah, 5, and their weight, their reach, kind of similar.
They're both like same height.
Yeah, they're the same height.
So they're like not any disrespect, but like they're on the shorter side.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know who's favorite. Let me check. Because I do believe Brazilian women fight hard. And
oh wait, this is a women's fight.
Yep.
My
fight.
apologies.
It's a bantamweight fight. Bout. You call it a bout.
Mm-hmm.
About.
They're both Brazilian.
No, Macy is. I will tell you right now. Hold on. She is from New Orleans.
Suicide Boys pimpin' man.
She's from New Orleans.
That's something I will be talking about whenever the opportunity is brought up. Because shout out New Orleans, shout out Suicide Boys, shout out Theo Von.
Shout out Theo Von.
Theo Von and Suicide Boys.
Big up to Theo Von. A great inspiration.
Theo Von is the reason I wanted to start doing this.
He is awesome.
Theo Von's funny. Theo Von's awesome. One day Theo Von might be on the pod. Hey guys, what's going on? It makes you want to punch a fat kid in Walmart. I mean,
it's kind of like what Dylan did at Walmart.
It's kind of like what Dylan did. Never guess what Dylan did.
We can't really say that, can we?
It's all a joke. New Orleans women are attractive. Brazilian women.
You've never been.
I know, I'm biased. Even though I don't, I never really liked the Saints. I like the Pelicans. I like Zion a lot. Brazilian women are something else.
Thank you.
I don't think I've ever had Brazilian food though.
I've never had Portuguese food.
Let's go to Brazil. Add that to the list.
Add that to the list. It could easily be a top 2 country, replacing Mexico for you.
Mexico will always be mine 2 or 1.
One's crazy.
I mean, I live in America, so it's obviously my one.
It's a crazy statement.
Favorite I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I can go on an entire thing about where I want to visit. I could go to Australia. Australia's cool.
Australia's awesome.
I don't want to pick the basic countries. Like, everybody's like, oh yeah, Japan.
Wow. Everybody's like, oh yeah, Japan.
Everybody's like, oh yeah, Japan, Australia, Canada, Mexico. Like, those are like, yes, we all know about that. Like, I like France, Spain. Like, everybody knows about that.
Italy.
I want something different.
Morocco was a good choice for that.
Hey, Morocco, hold on. You hold on. Let me look up the map. Let me
look up geography.
Let me look up. I'm really good at geography. I can name all the flags. Hold on. Bro, I'm so tired I can't even remember countries.
Just about 40 minutes into this, and we've had quite an amazing, productive conversation.
It's been great.
I can't wait for episode 2. It's going to be awesome.
Egypt I like, but Egypt's too basic too.
Is it basic?
I mean, it's the pyramids.
For tourists.
Which aliens built, by the way.
Okay.
That's in...
God didn't do it. Aliens did it.
Wait, how could God... whoever said God made the pyramids?
I did.
I
did. I'm signing that off. He did.
Okay.
Or she. Whatever you want. God did.
Kind of like DJ Khaled in a way.
Yep. God did. South
Africa's awesome.
I agree.
Hold on. There was a country in the Middle East I really liked. Turkey. Turkey's not in the Middle East, but I like Turkey. Turkey.
Kind of like my teacher one time.
What happened with your teacher? Was she Turkish?
Fatma, if you're out there, hit me up.
Bro just name dropped his teacher on episode 1.
I go to NYU, by the way.
Guys.
If any NYUers are out there, anyone from New York City, big up to you.
Guys.
Hopefully this reaches
Guys,
you.
if this gets big, we will name drop every single ex-girlfriend.
Hey, let's farm for clips.
Guys, you ever drop ship? I mean...
Hey, we're going to start a YouTube very soon, a TikTok, and we'll be on there as well. We're going to have clips, we're going to have reactions, we're going to have anything you want. Anything the audience desires.
We will be oiled up.
Hey, yo, I mean...
We will be oiled up.
Okay. I'm sure the people listening are ecstatic to see what we look like.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm Italian, and Alexander's Dominican.
In a way, yeah.
So we're kind of diverse in a way.
In a way, absolutely.
Iran.
Iran. Okay.
No. Was it Iraq or Iran I wanted to visit? I had an entire list. I just deleted it. No, it might have been Syria. Like, they get such bad reputations because, of where we live.
Yeah.
It's in reality, it's great places to visit. They have great culture. They have great food. The people there are really nice.
They are awesome.
They just get a bad reputation for certain groups, which they shouldn't. Like, Saudi Arabia is awesome. It's awesome. Pakistan was really good. I can go on and on. Give me an entire episode of geography and I'll do it. I didn't even talk about college football 25 earlier.
We'll get to that at a certain moment.
Okay.
It's been a hell of a first episode, has it not?
Apparently our mic has a 1 hour limit. That's awful. That's very unfortunate.
It is unfortunate because we could keep talking forever.
I could talk forever.
We're going to try to keep it short for you guys.
How much time we have left?
Not a lot.
Let me see it. We have 15 minutes.
I don't think the audience wants to listen for us ramble about countries for 15 minutes, chat.
Somebody has an hour drive.
Yeah.
And they're like, nothing would be better than two 20-year-old men from Pennsylvania talking about cool stuff like sports in Iraq.
I wonder who that is. If you're out there, contact us at the function 62724@gmail.com for business inquiries.
For Theo Vaughn and Zion Williamson, you know what to do. That's like a dream blunt rotation right there.
Theo Vaughn and Zion Williamson?
Theo Vaughn, I don't know how smoking a blunt with Zion would be.
Ooh, he'd get hungry.
Wow. That Zion will no longer be coming on the podcast because of Alexander.
No, we love you, Zion. I've been a big fan. I'm a closeted Pelicans fan. In a way, they're really
closeted Hornets fan.
You?
No.
Who is then? I don't think
you.
I've never met a Hornets fan.
I've never met a Hornets fan.
Let's go to the Carolinas. How about that?
Hey, you a Hornets fan? No, they suck.
Yeah, we like the Hawks.
The Hornets logo is one of the Hornets. I love the Hornets though. The Hornets are my second favorite team actually. The Hornets and the Suns.
I can't believe the Hornets came up in this first podcast.
Episode 1, the Charlotte Hornets. Shout out LaMelo Ball.
He's awesome.
He is awesome.
I don't know why the girls love him though.
Because he's cool looking and light skinned.
Sorry, LaMelo. I don't think I disagree with what women think of you.
Wow. LaMelo Ball will not be coming on the podcast.
LaMelo, Zion. Let's check them all.
Alexander is ruining our chances of any NBA players.
It doesn't matter as long as Alex Pereira comes here.
Hey,
the face of the UFC.
I'd be terrified.
I love you.
I'd be terrified.
You're awesome, man. Let's train together. How about that?
I don't know. I feel like I'd be scared around a UFC fighter.
Scared?
Not scared, but like
they are.
I wouldn't want to say anything wrong.
That is true. They are intimidating in a way.
I mean, they're professional ass kickers. I mean, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
I feel like we need to get. We obviously need. I don't know who my dream guest would. I mean, Suicide Boys is up there. Suicide Boys would be a dream. Who would your dream podcast member be? From episode, because in a few years, hopefully this will be like a throwback. We'll be like episode 1. We were like, hey, let's get.
This is probably going to be the worst one.
Let's hear what he says. Can I guess?
Yeah, you could guess.
Is it a political figure?
No. But now that it made me think of it, yeah.
I know who you're gonna say.
There's one.
I know who you're gonna say.
Who?
You want Donald Trump on the podcast?
I don't think that's possible. I mean, the guy barely speaks on media.
That's true, but I feel like you'd love to have him on the podcast.
Who wouldn't? Any podcast, even CNN would love it. They get views.
That's true. It is a hit maker.
My dream political figure.
Not political figure, just a podcast person in general.
In general.
Alive, and then we'll do dead.
I have two because I'm a big LeBron James lover when he talks on that Mind Your Pod, and JJ Redick.
I love you, LeBron.
LeBron, I'm a Laker fan. I can't believe I just said that out loud in the first episode. I love you, though.
What a spoiler, man.
I know.
What a spoiler.
JJ Redick, if you somehow listen to this, just know I'd love to talk basketball with you.
So JJ Redick and LeBron are your
JJ Redick,
dream.
absolutely. But let's talk about political.
Smoking a cigar with LeBron and JJ Redick and
That'd
me.
be awesome. That'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
Hey, guess my political figure, though.
Is he a president?
He is a president.
Of a country.
Of this country.
Like right now?
Yeah.
So Joe Biden?
No.
So how the hell is it? What?
It's Barack Obama.
Oh, I thought you said president right now. That's
because,
fine.
he could vibe with us. He's a viber. He's a good...
I feel like LeBron, Barack Obama, and you and me would be an amazing cigar rotation for podcast.
Yeah.
We could talk about anything.
Yeah.
What a great guy. Well, that would be great. Those are great guys right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's your dream podcast member, but they're dead, unfortunately?
Kobe.
Kobe is a great answer.
Kobe Bryant. I'm not sure who else. Never really thought of this.
That's the entire point, though. So you gotta think.
Right.
Who would mine be? Okay, my first alive podcast member.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Suicide Boys. Theo Von would be great. Theo Von would make me laugh my ass off.
Surely. Yep. Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle's good. Kevin Hart's good. I like
Kevin Hart on this. Kevin Hart.
Drewski. I really like Drewski right now.
Oh, if I say something about Drewski, he would never come. I'm gonna stay quiet there.
Drewski's no longer coming on the podcast because of Alexander.
Hey, Kevin
every
Hart,
episode there's gonna be at least 3 people who are like, "Yeah, no, I'm not going on this anymore."
Kevin Hart would be awesome.
Kevin,
because he would imagine him in the Poconos. Oh, did I say too much?
He did.
I did say a little bit too much. You'll never guess where though.
Selena Gomez is my crush from when I was like 10 years old. So, and she's a sweet woman. I feel like Selena Gomez on the podcast would be great.
Jenna Ortega. I could say that.
That is true. I feel like
Jenna Ortega is not very sociable, is she though?
She's not. I don't
know. Got one. I got one.
Suicide Boys is like my number one.
Guys, Sydney Sweeney.
That's a valid one.
Sydney Sweeney on this podcast would not only jump us up to number one.
I feel like Suicide Boys is my number one. Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning. That'd be awesome.
Okay.
I love them. That'd be great. I feel like Sidney Crosby, my favorite athlete.
Okay.
Who else?
It's only a 6-hour drive from Pittsburgh.
Bro's giving away our secret location.
Hey, Poconos. It's a pretty big area.
True. And Dead? You don't like him, but I love Lil Peep. I feel like Lil Peep on a pod. I mean, he doesn't talk that. He was never really that social. He had social. He was like more of the anxious kind. So rest in peace to Gus. And I would have loved him on the pod. X would have been cool too.
Yeah.
Like I like that the SoundCloud era of rap is where I grew up. So obviously that would have been cool. Who else? Dead or alive?
Oh.
I'm trying to, because there's been like 1 trillion people ever, and I can't think of.
I got one.
Who?
How about Honest Abe?
That'd be cool.
Imagine talking politics with that guy. Hey,
give Abe a blunt.
That's a clip.
Abe would not know what the hell is going on.
Bro, give a peasant from the 1500s
a Baja Blast.
Not just that. A Cool Ranch Dorito with all the spice on it.
They would have a hard time. Bro, I was thinking, like, what if you got, like...
What is this Red 40 here?
What if you got a cave, like, the first, like, caveman on the podcast? Yeah.
You know?
The first caveman on the podcast would be kind of cool. Give him, like, some fentanyl? This is some good shit,
wow.
Man. This is good shit. Get Grimace on the podcast.
Mets fans, we're playing really well right now.
That is true. Shout out Anthony. Go Pirates. Go Pirates.
Go Pirates. Hey. We don't have much time left.
I know. I'm trying to. I can't end it till I like. There's so many like people ever. Like Gandhi would have been cool.
Hey, of course, why not?
Gandhi on the pod.
Christian Furman.
Shout out VCU. Now we're just name dropping. I feel like, if we're including like fictional people, bro, I would have loved the Toy Story guys. That'd been cool.
The Toy Story guys.
Okay. Woody,
Yeah.
bro. What have we? I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
It's almost 3 a.m.
And we're talking about who would go on the pod. Joe Rogan.
Wow, how could we forget Joe Rogan? The
Joe-
king of all.
Joe Rogan would be great on the pod.
We talk so much for hours, it's just going to break the internet too.
I'm trying to remember who else. Pete Davidson would be cool.
Oh, there's a fourth person that will never come on the podcast because not too highly keen on it.
He's not. Pete Davidson won't be on the podcast.
Well,
They're
0 for 4.
Bro's just hating right now.
My bad, Chiefs. You guys are all cool, especially Drewski. He's awesome.
Drewski's awesome, but I don't know. I feel like tomorrow I could really think of some cool people that come on the podcast, like dead or alive.
I hope tomorrow we are not sidetracked as much.
Yeah,
because
sidetrack is
we have some serious sports fans out there that want to hear us talk about sports.
That is true.
And then we could always save time at the end of the podcast to talk our shit.
That is true.
You know what I mean?
I mean, we did get a good 30 minutes in of sports.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
I feel like it's a good way. I think that this was a great first time.
It was.
It's kind of like when you're losing your virginity in a way, but like with podcasting.
Yep. Right after like 25 minutes, it's just been a conversation between us two and people listening. Hopefully.
Yeah. Can I have the cranberry grape one more time?
Wow.
Thanks, bud. Thanks, bro.
We talked about quite a lot.
That kept me up. That kept me up for a little while. I needed that. I needed my Chinese toxic chemicals in my lungs.
Bro has an early warning tomorrow too.
I do. I have to get up early, but I think that this was a great time. I think
one more thing before we go.
Oh, one more thing. What do you gotta tell me?
Tomorrow is the presidential debate.
Tomorrow is the presidential debate.
And it's gonna be quite comical.
It is gonna be quite. I don't care about politics. Like I don't care about any of that because I never really got into it. It's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? I just think I'm excited for the laughs. I'm excited for Joe and Donald to yell at each other. I am talking.
I'm excited for the genuine politic talk. What are we going to do to save this economy? Let me hear it, Joe.
I personally want to know what kind of ice cream you had.
Wow. Last note for me.
Shout out, Frank.
Last note for me. Last note for me. Why is RFK Jr. not on the stage?
That is true. As little as I know about politics, I do like him.
Good. That is good.
I like him because he said he was going to expose the secrets the government has, and I'm a big conspiracy guy. I love conspiracies.
Makes sense. Hey, Joe Rogan, if you're listening.
Me and Joe would get along great.
Yep, I agree.
Hey, this was great. We lost our podcast in virginity today.
This was great, and until next time, whenever that might be, tomorrow, whenever.
We will be making a schedule for this.
Good. Let's end it up here.
Just to wrap it up, we talked about the Stanley Cup. We talked about
UFC.
The NBA draft a little bit,
and
we talked about
Knicks trades.
We talked about the Ducks and Kings jerseys and stuff. We talked about the NBA, OG Anunoby, Dream Blunt rotation guy right there, and we talked about a bunch of bullshit.
And that's exactly who we are.
It's just guys being guys.
It's a function. It's a party. Hey guys.
All right.
Until next time.
I'm Sam.
I'm Alex.
And we'll see you for the next episode.